In the 1950s, trust in science and medicine was higher than ever. People believed every new pill could be a miracle. Science was racing forward. New medicines promised to ease suffering and bring comfort into everyday lives. Among them was a little white pill, Thalidomide. Marketed as completely safe, even for pregnant women, it was hailed as a miracle cure for sleeplessness, anxiety, and morning sickness. Doctors believed it, mothers trusted it, and by the late 1950s, thalidomide was being sold in nearly 50 countries around the world. But hidden within that pill was a horror no one imagined. Soon, doctors noticed something strange. Babies were being born with shocking deformities. Tiny arms that ended in flippers, legs that never formed. Some children were born blind, others deaf. Many never lived beyond their first year. At first, the connection was unclear. Could it be genetics, a virus, environmental pollution? But slowly, doctors began to connect the dots. All the mothers had taken the same drug, thalidomide. Between 1957 and 1962, more than 10,000 children across the world were born with severe deformities linked to thalidomide. And those are only the recorded cases. Thousands more pregnancies ended in miscarriage or stillbirth, tragedies that often went uncounted. Families who were promised safety were instead left with heartbreak. Some parents abandoned their children in despair. Others fought to give them the best life they could. And the children who survived grew up facing not just physical challenges, but a society that was often unprepared to accept them. How did this happen? How could a drug so widely prescribed be so dangerous? The answer: lack of testing. Thalidomide was never properly studied on pregnant women or developing fetuses. No one knew it could cross the placenta and interfere with embryonic growth. The pharmaceutical company pushed it aggressively, promising safety without evidence. Let me explain how this happened. Stretch your hands forward. Notice how your left and right hands look alike, yet they're not the same. If you try to place one hand on top of the other, they don't line up. The thumbs point in opposite directions. They act like mirror images. Molecules can behave in a similar way. These are called geometric isomers, mirror image forms of the same compound. They share the same chemical formula, but their shapes in space are different. In thalidomide's case, one form was harmless, intended to soothe anxiety and morning sickness, but the other form interfered with embryonic development, disrupting the formation of limbs and organs. At the time, researchers didn't realize that the body could convert between these isomers, meaning even a safe version could transform into its dangerous twin. This tiny difference in molecular structure led to one of the biggest medical disasters in history. When the truth emerged, the outrage was immediate. Parents demanded justice, survivors became symbols of resilience, and pharmaceutical companies were forced to answer for one of the darkest scandals in medical history. In the United States, a catastrophe was narrowly avoided. A single FDA official, Dr. Francis Kelsey, refused to approve thalidomide, insisting the company provide more safety data. Her caution spared thousands of American families. For this, she was later awarded the President's Award for Distinguished Federal Civilian Service by John F. Kennedy himself. For the survivors, life was never easy. Many endured multiple surgeries, endless medical treatments, and social prejudice, but their courage and determination turned them into advocates. Survivors fought not only for compensation, but also for awareness, ensuring their tragedy would not be forgotten. They became living reminders of the cost of negligence and the strength of the human spirit. The thalidomide disaster changed medicine forever. New laws demanded rigorous clinical trials, stricter drug testing, and transparency from pharmaceutical companies. Regulators worldwide adopted stricter policies, including multi-phase human trials, pregnancy warnings, and stronger oversight. Today, every pill you take carries within it the lessons learned from this tragedy. Ironically, thalidomide itself has found new uses, treating leprosy and multiple myeloma under tightly controlled conditions. But never again will it be marketed casually or prescribed to pregnant women. The story of thalidomide is one of the darkest chapters in medical history. A story of trust betrayed, lives forever altered, and pain that could have been prevented. But it is also a story of resilience, of families who endured, of survivors who found strength, and of a world that vowed to learn from its mistakes.